The money will get donated to either a recovery charity, something based in recovery, could be a prison type of thing, or a charity for domestic violence. I will be, and I will be very transparent. I will show my earnings on those videos, and I will show the donation. I might even just do it live so you all can watch it happen and know that everything that I get and send is because of all of you. It isn't because of her. I can tell you that. I work very hard on these videos. I deserve everything I get from them. All the research, the time, the effort, my own money I put into it. It is hard work. I pay for my own software. I had to buy all this stuff again because I haven't done it in years. So, you know, my last check from YouTube was $200, and I bought new lights and stuff for my studio because I wanted to make my content better for you all. But from now on, I will be donating it to charity. That's, you know, what we're going to do. So that was just to let you all know that. Yeah, I won't be, there won't be no bills paid off of her. I can tell you that now. Even if I didn't donate to charity, it wouldn't pay my bills. I can promise you that. Okay, moving forward, let's talk about what we're about to find out. All right, guys, so we're going to go back to New York for just a few minutes here. We're going to well, I don't know, it's a few minutes, but we're going to go back in New York. We're going to discuss the time she says she served in New York. I did show you all that she didn't, you know, come up in their system online. I have a new FOIA request that I received back that I'll show you for that. Her and Randy in the robbery situation, we'll cover that. Then we're going to go into her leaving New York because she says that she ran because she met with cops the day before and they said that, you know, they wanted to talk to her. She said, if we're going to talk, I need my attorney or whatever. And she left and fled. Well, that ain't the truth either, but we'll get into that. We're going to get into her going to Arkansas. She says that she got there. She had an addiction to meth for 8 months and then she got arrested. We'll go into all that. We'll go into what happened once she got arrested. We'll go into her jail time. And then we'll go into her prison time. And all that fun stuff. And then I have an email. And I have FOIA documents. And I have audio recordings. And then after all that, we're going to go and wrap it all up. And tie it up with a bow. And the last and final part will be about Nicole, Mindy, and Reese. And the current day situation, and we'll go over all that, and it'll be up to you guys to use this information however you feel you need to do that. And from there, after this, I want to let you all know that in light of new things have been brought to light, and as much as I wanted to move the fuck on and get over this shit, I have to think, would I expect somebody just to say, okay, I'm done and walk away? No, I can't do that because there is still more. I said that I would update you all when I get more FOIA stuff back, which I still will do because I have a couple that are pretty important that I'm waiting on. As well, there is still stuff to discuss that ties into all of this, which will be its own standalone video. It won't be a really long one. It'll probably be pretty short. But yeah, it'll go into a couple different things. That video, I have a feeling, is not going to be as popular. I will probably get some not nice feedback. But, you know, it's a free fucking country and I can share my opinion however I like. And I'm going to do that. Now, with that said, there was another situation last night where the night before we had Jason online talking, you want the tea? I'll give you the tea. And then last night we get somebody from Jessica's Discord went on to TikTok and made a video saying that Jessica's TikTok is full of underage teenagers who are, and they're all not just the teenagers, the adults are conversing with these young kids In the Discord, there's discussion of drugs and alcohol and sexual content and all kinds of things going on in that Discord that Jessica's well aware of. She interacts with everybody. She is also in there, as well as her only moderator, Jory. If you don't know who Jory is just by the name, she is the one that was in Jessica's TikTok where she received that email from, is it Mama T? And she's like, come sit down with me, and read this, blah, blah. Yeah, that's Jory. Jory is also, she did a video with Jessica a while back where she talks about an accident she was in and how she ended up addicted to painkillers. And I am digging into it, but I'm not sure. I do remember that there were, I had seen somebody posted to Reddit that Jory had commented somewhere along the line that Reese was the one that hit her. So I'm digging into that right now. So yeah, that's all going on. And what else? We're getting into it. That's all stuff that, we'll figure out down the road. But for now, we need to get this all taken care of and put out and handled and finished and all that fun stuff. We're almost done with this stuff. After this, we'll figure it out. But from now on, we'll get that all figured out later. We just need to move on and do our thing, so to speak. But yeah, that's it for now on all of that. Let's get into the video. I cannot wait for you guys to see this information. I can't wait to share it with somebody finally. I think you will all be so surprised. I think by the end of this, you will be just shocked. All I will say is motion for discovery. I got it, baby, and we're going to talk about it. All right, guys, I'm going to get into the video. I'm going to be showing you guys some stuff throughout here to point some stuff out to you, and then we will get into the discussion. I will see you guys on the other side.
Bars or have a story, and your story is amazing. Why don't you give a quick little recap of what you're doing and where you came from and a little bit of yourself.
Sure, so I won't talk about myself forever, but I am from upstate New York. I grew up in a really poor area in upstate New York, and I was a really troubled kid. I was constantly getting in trouble, and from the age of 14 to 28, I was on some form of supervision. Either it was probation or parole. And it started young. I'm a recovering drug addict, so for me, I partied really hard. And that over time led to a heroin addiction and then a meth addiction. So for almost a decade, I was a really, really bad active user. I was also a drug dealer. There's a lot of twists and turns in my story. And at that point in my life, I thought, only the good die young. It's fine if you die at 25, as long as you live it up. I had this very weird sense of, I'm gonna burn this down, and I thought there was nothing wrong with that. I was really arrogant, selfish, violent kid. And, I had a lot of growing up to do, which, it's funny, I ended up going to prison again. And this time, it's different.
When you say again, you went twice or?
Yeah.
I mean, besides getting me arrested, a lot of drug
offenders
usually are. We call it doing life on the installment program, going back and forth.
Right, so I caught my first case, I was almost 17. It was criminal sales of controlled substance. A kid overdosed and almost died. Luckily, he did not die. And that should have been a wake-up call. This is dangerous what you're doing. You're putting your own life at risk, other people's lives at risk. But it wasn't. I was very mean to him. He ended up getting a restraining order on me because I threatened his life.
And what was the incident that led to you actually getting incarcerated?
So the first time, it was criminal sales of controlled substance. I sold pills to a kid. He overdosed. He was completely fine. He did survive that, thank God. But I was so angry and just had a chip on my shoulder that I threatened this guy. And I threatened I was going to kill this guy. I'm selling dope and guns, and this guy is, he snitched on me. So in my mind, I'm like, that's a problem. So of course, I got even more trouble. He got a restraining order placed on me.
You're a little badass.
I was pretty bad. And I'm just young and stupid. I'm not flexing. I don't think I'm a thug. I don't think I'm a badass. But I was just an angry kid. It's really at the core of what it was. I was a kid. So I got a 1 1/3 to 3 and got a conditional release because I was young. So I went up the first time, and when I came out, I thought, I'm tougher now. Now I have some street cred. Now it's better. And the really sad thing is, prison in New York, I was doing heroin in prison. I didn't go there and get sober or have a change of heart or think, this is a wake-up call. I need to not go to prison. I need to not sell drugs. I had a re-up waiting for me when I got out.
So the drugs are readily available right in prison?
At that time, it was heroin. Now, it's Suboxone. It's the #1 drug in New York prisons right now.
Wow.
It's very tiny, just a little strip. It gets in very easily. So I have friends sitting in New York prisons that are strung out on Suboxone.
Wow.
So I know that it does help people and it has some value.
Yeah.
But right now in the New York prison system, it does not help anyone.
So when you got out after that little kind of like wake-up call, did you decide to change up, or you ended up going right back after that?
Yeah, so I had a rehab waiting for me when I got out, and I went right back into selling. So from 18 to 23, it was just on. I was getting $30,000 re-ups. I was basically destroying my husband. I'm not exactly sure.
Wait, you were on probation that early in life?
I was on probation from 13 to 28. Well, probation transitioned to parole, right? But
13, what were you on probation for? What did you get in trouble for?
my first battle with that was PINS probation. It's called PINS, but it's through the school. It's person in need of supervision. That was for cutting school, getting arrested for underage possession of alcohol and drinking, and just kind of minor things. So that was my first issue with probation. That turned into youth probation for fights. And then
What age were you there?
14 or 15. And then I received my first felony at 17 for criminal sales of a controlled substance. I learned pretty early that if you sell drugs, you make money or get free drugs. That was really all I wanted to do. Have a little bit of money in my pocket. Like I said, I grew up really poor. Not that that's an excuse, but I justified that as a teenager, and free drugs. So ultimately I got arrested for that at 17. And then my final charges were at 21 or so for possession with intent to delivery of meth, and simultaneous possession of drugs and a firearm. And I thought that was going to be my life.
But wait a minute, I want to back up here. So 17, you get your first felony. Did you end up going to jail? Were you in court? How long did you spend in jail?
Yes, so I was sentenced to 1 1/3 to 3, but that wasn't the only issue that I had. I was constantly getting violated. Excuse me.
It's okay.
I was constantly getting violated for using drugs, drinking, curfew violations. These are all technical violations with parole. And I would serve 6 months here, 90 days here, 30 days here. And because these are really short stints, I also justified that. And I thought, it's not that big of a deal. What's 6 months?
In which state were you getting incarcerated in?
That was in New York.
All right, guys, welcome back. It's another day for me. So, as I said in the beginning, well, first I want to say something. The reason that I show you all the clips that I show you like I do, like just what you've seen just now, there's a reason for that. I do that so that nobody can come back and say, oh, well, that was just one time. That was an accident. Because then I'm going to have to go back and find all these clips again and do all that. I show several of the same thing. You can hear that she says the same thing over and over and over. I don't know about you, but when I share a story, like, you can tell, you feel it, and it's not always the same wording. It's just odd. It sounds as if she is like remembered this script and she repeats the same things. And I can show you, I don't know if I'll do it in this or not, but I can show you that she literally will say word for word the same thing over and over. Anyway, back to those clips there. That's her explaining 18 to 23 or whatever it was. She says she was in and out of prison and jail in New York, blah, blah, blah. She does talk about Randy, the instance where they, the robbery stuff. We're going into that now. So first I'm going to show you. It took a little while to get it. I put the FOIA in a little while ago, but New York, theirs is like a month waiting time.